Let's explain to the folks why this is happening. I mean, it's a gorgeous color.
Yeah, go Tigers. I've been catching a lot of stuff all day from primarily guys from the but Ohio State. But my son's a quality control linebacker coach out there. So just supporting my son. He's in the thick of camp out there and talked to him the other day. I don't get to talk to him very much. Yeah. Both of us are pretty busy at this time. So
family business, man.
Yeah,
that's the way that it goes.
We're a family. We're a football family.
You guys, this is 2 weeks on the road. How valuable was that time away? It's challenging for everybody. It's challenging for you guys. You're in hotels and all of that stuff, but also critical work that gets done. What were the last couple of weeks like for you guys? Did you get done what you wanted to?
We did, and they were really good for us. Not actually getting away training camp deal like we've had at Greenbrier last few years. These 2 weeks really provide us that opportunity to get away from the building, grow as a group, spend time with each other, learn about our group, and then also just get to practice against a different color, which I thought was a great time. We needed it. We were tired of seeing the same guys and banging over and over again. So just a change of scenery, change of color on the other side of the football was really good for us, and I thought we got a ton out of it.
Especially when you go and get work against the defending Super Bowl champions. I know that you can say it's camp, and they didn't, maybe A.J. Brown wasn't out there, but injuries happen through a regular season. But that's the measuring stick. That was the best team in the NFL, and I thought certainly from a defensive side, it was a darn good 2 days of work, and you guys really shut them down.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, anytime you can measure yourself against the best in the world, you covet those opportunities in this league and in this game. So for us to go up there and get the opportunity to do that in that environment was really good for our confidence, for learning about our players, learning about ourselves. It was just a great opportunity. I thought we took advantage of it. You can go both ways. It can be bad for you too. Yeah. So it was just a good opportunity to get into that space and kind of get into that environment with those guys.
Before you were here, this is our third year of joint practices with them. I know we did 23, 25, but then going back, I think it was 22 maybe?
I think that's what I heard, yes.
Yeah, he was here.
Okay. Yeah.
And that year they went to the Super Bowl and they lost to the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
After those couple days of joint practice, it was like, it would look like, honest to goodness, just from a physical standpoint, it was almost like JV versus varsity. You're like, who are these people? They're giants.
Yeah.
And they just came in here and wrecked us.
Yeah.
Pretty good. And it was telling. But I thought what was so interesting to me about this one was, and I know we've had a more physical camp leading up to it, I thought that we matched their physicality on every level. I really did. I thought we matched their physicality, and we were right there.
And I think that goes back to what Kevin set out for this team in terms of being competitively tough, like every day, competing and being tough. And that was a great opportunity, again, to make the words that are on the back of that T-shirt real. And I thought we did a good job across all, in all different phases and every spot and nook and cranny of this team. It was a chance to make that as tangible as real, and I thought we took advantage of it.
How did you adjust how you went about your business with that coming from Coach? That we're going to be more physical, we're going to do those things. What adjustment was that for you based on previous years?
For me, it was like, cool, awesome, great, because that's exactly what I talk about in the room in general. But it's hard to talk about in a room and then not, be able to actually go out there and do it consistently or a lot. And I thought Kevin's done a great job of, again, making the messaging real and putting us in those environments, whether it's practice, going live, and putting in the situations with Carolina and Philly. So for me as a coach, I mean, we talk about that every day. Our job is to prove the toughness of that room to everyone in this building on a consistent basis. So I was excited when I heard all this messaging and then seeing it, come to fruition in the environment that Kevin's provided.
Yeah, Grant had one where they kind of flared one out to a tight end, and he was on it, smacked him right away, and then was like, I'm sorry, it was good, no fracas or anything, but you could see it. Well, I like, the Eagles like to throw the ball over the top. There was nothing over the top. It felt like if our defensive line hadn't sacked them, which, by the way, makes everybody's job easier, and your D-line is doing what they've been doing basically this entire offseason. It was just nice to see them allow us to do it to somebody else. They've done it to our own practices far too often. But, when you look at Grant and Ronnie as your top two, and you brought in veterans, Rayshon Jenkins, I know, has had a nice offseason for you. You've had some turnover there. It's going to be a new starting duo for you. But, how's it been working with them, and how have you seen, two guys that you've been with the whole time in Rocket and in Grant, how they've grown?
Yeah, I mean, starting with the two guys that have been in the scheme with us the last 2 years, just really happy with where they are in terms of the big picture understanding of what we're doing. They have control of what we're doing. They know what other people are doing. They're able to solve problems and just work very, very well together. They spend a lot of time playing with each other in terms of the game and the scheme. Done it a lot. So really happy with where those two are. And then, bringing in the new group, because it is a new group. I mean, it's what I told the guys in our very first safety meeting. I put a big question mark up, and that's what we were and what we are and what we'll continue to be until we prove otherwise. And I'm excited where the group is. I'm very pleased with the vets that we've brought in and them buying into what we do and how we do it and their roles, but also providing the vet leadership and things that they can bring to the room to help the room. And they've all stepped up and talked and helped the players that have been here, but also young players. They've been awesome. Excited about the growth of guys like Chris Edmonds, who was undrafted free agent, now getting an opportunity to really see if he can help this team in a bigger role. Donovan McMillan, another undrafted free agent that has come in here and really trying to prove his toughness and show that he should have been a guy like Rocket 2 years ago that should have been drafted. And so really, really excited about it. Even a guy like Nick Needham, another free agent who's playing nickel, quarter, safety, bopping around for me in B. Lynch's room, every other day. So it's been a good camp in that space, and I'm hoping to see that question mark turn into an exclamation mark again in 2025.
Chronologically, how do you view this phase of camp? You're going into your last preseason game, and then it's a couple of weeks, and then we're playing games that count. What is this kind of part of camp like for you?
For us, it's that run up. It's that runway into what a real season week's going to feel like in terms of meetings, in terms of game planning. This is the week to kind of get new guys in our room, which we have a lot, used to how we present things, how we offer information to them about the team that we're going to play, how we'll do game plan stuff. Things will change. So this is that week to kind of get used to that, deal for primarily the new guys. And even for us as coaches, all right, let's get back into this game plan mode. Let's get back into how we break this down and what I got to do on my side to help Jim do his job. So it's kind of that week for us in terms of, leading into this week and obviously the next two.
How important is in light of that for you to be like, all right, now we've been trying things, given competition, to be like, okay, I got to slot it, and now we're getting ready for the Cincinnati Bengals.
In terms of slotting it, I think there's still a lot to be
determined.
Yeah. But
it's an ongoing process. We don't want anybody to rest on their laurels, Coach. We understand.
No, I get it. But here's the deal. I'll tell you right now. I want to make it tough on everyone in this building to slot it. I want to make it. Our goal is to make it as hard as we can for Andrew Berry and his staff, and for Jim and for Kevin. Because if we do that, then that's a good thing for the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
And that's our goal. We want to have as many guys that can help this team as possible, not just on defense, but on special teams. So in terms of that, we want to make it tough. We want a good problem to have, if that makes sense.
Everybody talks about takeaways. It has been preached, and sometimes it feels like they come in bunches, and then sometimes last year there weren't as many takeaways. Yeah. I know you guys have been drilling. I think that one where they can punch the ball out is very cool. It's like in a donut, and they can dive through it. I like watching that one. But I know that you guys talk about it. Wouldn't be anything new to talk about it, make it a point of emphasis. But how can you take that and actually turn it into taking the football away? Because this team, I think you got to be positive in the plus-minus ratio if we're going to be successful.
I think, one, Kevin does a great job explaining that to the guys on a daily basis. Two, as a coach, I'm talking about individually as a coach, you have to hunt and seek the body placement and opportunity/situations that happen in a game and try to recreate them on the practice field as full speed as possible.
Yeah.
And that's where we try to come up with these different drills to try to make these situations happen, because that's hard. It's hard to make something full speed that happens in a game come to fruition in a practice setting. And that's what we're kind of seeking. I think we've done a good job of that, finding different ways with the peanut punches, getting the ball, tip drills, our jug machine. It's just been a point of emphasis for us to get even more creative as a coach to create those environments so the players, when that happens, is not the first time they did it in practice.
Well, we saw a tip. We would have liked that to stay, but we saw a tip interception last week, and Nick got just a pure interception the week before that.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's fun. I do think it's wild. I don't know if you watched any of the opposite, so our offense, their defense film, but Ja'Cory Bennett went for a peanut punch and basically punched the helmet with his elbow, and that's why I thought he may have broken his arm. You know, like that's when he got hurt on our sideline. He was going for it, but he missed, and it went full into the helmet. And I was like, whoa! So it's much more fun punching the donut. I think.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you got to, and that's the thing. You got to be smart too. You know, how do you like that donut? Shout out to our equipment staff. Like,
it's
they put
so cool.
Velcro on a ball and inside of our donut, and like it sticks but it'll still pop out. We found so many different ways to adapt. You know, the tools we use to try to create turnovers, and that is something we got to continue to emphasize.
Always evolving, right? You
always
new ways to teach the same thing, new verb. You got to keep them going.
You have to, and the players love it. Like,
sure,
they love seeing new things and new ways of doing it. They get bored too with the same drills.
Yeah.
So it's your job as a coach to look at that play and say, oh, maybe I can make this happen in this way, and they enjoy it because that's them getting takeaways puts money in their pocket too, and it helps this team. So.
What does a safety have to be to play for you?
Oh, violent. I'll just tell you right now. Violent. They got to be tough. They got to be physical. They got to tackle well, and they got to solve problems. This position is an ever-moving piece. You got to play at third and second level and the first level. So your violence, your toughness, the edge you play with, your tackling will always be the things for me that I set forth first. And then you got to be a smart, intelligent player that can solve problems and stay ahead. It's a great dance between all different things, playing man and having finesse, and then being violent and fitting a power run scheme, and then getting the ball down like Don had to do in the middle of the field and stick your face, into the fan and violently wrap a leg of a running back running full speed at you. So it's this true dance of true technique, finesse, and violence with the ability to, okay, I got a problem right now. They just motioned, they did all this, and I got to solve it. I like that. So those are the things that are big for me.
When you
love that answer, by the way.
I do too, and I feel that, and I think that is so important. When we also play as much single high as we do, what does that guy have to do? Because he's the last line of defense in every respect. Obviously, if Grant's down in the box or whatever, he's got to be there. But when you're when you are that dot, when we're single high as much as we are, and we're single high as much as anybody in the National Football League. Yeah. And for a guy like Rocket, he's taking that over this year. What is that job? What does that guy have to have?
It's great question. Okay, because in this scheme, again, for the years that I've been involved in, 13 now, that happens more to a safety in this scheme than anywhere else. They're not quarters, you're not vicing. It's one-on-one, Rocket, whoever else, in the middle of the field when the ball's in space. It's about, and you see us rep this all the time, GIOTG, get it on the ground. Like, that's the key in that environment. It may not be a kill shot, but your job is to take the air out of it, to know that you've trained in that environment, which we rep a ton. That's when you see me working the donut drills and having them chase, downhill, and getting that ball down to give our defense another opportunity to get back to what we do. Tackle for losses, sacks, takeaways, negative plays, and attack defense is key. And sometimes it's going to get past that first or second level. We have to get the ball on the ground in space. It may not be perfect. It may not be pretty. But so long as we do, we get another chance to attack again.
That's great. That is fantastic. Coach, it's so good seeing you, man.
Yes. Great seeing you guys.
Great
good to be home.
He's got the fresh helmet. He's home. You can tell he's got everything. He's got his products. He's ready to roll.
The wife wanted me to grow the hair out. Yeah. So shout out to my lovely, beautiful wife.
It's nice to meet her again, right?
By the way,
you guys got back to town.
There you go.
Smart. Shout out on the interview. Very smart.
Very smart. Very smart. Coach, good seeing you.
Great seeing you guys.
As always.